Hello, this is Kalsoom Hussain with case study number 2. This case study is on Miss Letterman, who is 32 years old and entering her 13th week of pregnancy. Miss Letterman maintains a vegan diet ever since she was 16 years old. She meets with her doctor and asks for a referral for a dietitian to discuss her vegan diet. At the appointment, she is asked to record her food intake for 3 days prior to the appointment. When she meets with a dietitian, they learn that she started pregnancy at normal weight. She has gained 3 pounds since pregnancy. She doesn't have a history of iron deficiency or other nutrient deficiencies. Like I previously stated, Miss Letterman has been a vegan since she was 16 years old, and she worries that her baby isn't getting enough nutrients. She wears sunscreen, so she gets little to no vitamin D in her skin, and she combines plant sources of protein, such as dried beans and grains. For question number 1, is Miss Letterman consuming enough protein? The simple answer to that is yes, she is. After getting the results from her dietary analysis, she consumes 71 grams of protein, and the recommended amount is 71 grams, so she does meet that. And it's important for her to consume proper amounts of protein because pregnancy requires substantial amounts of protein because of the expansion of blood volume, growth of maternal tissue, as well as the growth of the fetus and placenta. As a vegan, protein consumption is important, and proper intake can be obtained by consuming beans and whole grains, which Miss Letterman did state that she consumes. Question number 2, based on the information presented, which nutrients are consumed in amounts that are below the DRI standard for pregnancy? So her protein, linoleic acid, and zinc amounts were all sufficient. Her calories consumed were 2,237. Recommended amounts for somebody who isn't pregnant is between 1,600 and 2,400. And for those that are pregnant, you would add about, on average, 300 to this. So she does maintain a proper range. Her vitamin B12 was below recommended amounts. She consumed 2.1 micrograms, but the recommended amount is 2.6. Her vitamin D she consumed was 3 micrograms when recommended amounts were 15 micrograms. Her alpha-linolenic acid was 0.54 grams and recommended values are 1.4 grams. Question number 3, suggest 3 types of foods Miss Letterman could consume to bring up her intake of the nutrients identified in question 2. So her vitamin B12, she could eat edible algae and mushrooms. B12 is very common in animal products such as meat and fish, but can be obtained through eating edible algae and mushrooms. Vitamin D can be obtained from consumption of vitamin D fortified juices and exposure to sunlight. To avoid vitamin D insufficiency, which is associated with gestational diabetes mellitus and preeclampsia. For alpha-linolenic, she can consume flaxseed and walnuts, which are among the richest dietary sources of alpha-linolenic acid. And these are the references used.